qualities of ladder holders. These are what we do want. So we talked about what we don't want first. We're going to talk about what we do want. Okay, number one, we want strength. We want strength.
Amen.
Now here's what we mean by strength in ladder holders. That you can handle construction. You can handle criticism. We don't need to walk on eggshells with you. Worry about everything we say. Don't have to worry about you always having hurt feelings.
Yeah.
That you're not going to leave or leave the church because we ask you or question or comment.
Yeah.
You're not going to leave when you're challenged. You're not going to leave when you're threatened to go to another level. All right, let me ask you this question. If we, think about it this way. If we were, anybody a painter in here at all? Anybody a painter in here?
Painter?
You were a painter?
Wall painter?
You were a painter? Oh. Did you ever have to go high on a ladder? Okay, let me ask you a question. Would you want, now, I'm going to tell you right now that I am an excellent ladder holder. I am the best ladder holder. I was trained in ladder holding. Now, I'm only 5'6" and I'm 160 pounds, but 155 pounds. Let me ask you a question. Would you want, now I'm trained I got a PhD in ladder holding. Would you want me holding your ladder, or would you want Tony, 6'2", 200 pounds plus 250? But listen, I've been trained as a ladder holder. Because the bottom line is this.
Yeah.
A ladder holder has to be strong.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I'm like, man, the expert in ladder holding. You need somebody strong holding your ladder. Someone who's not going to be easily swayed. Somebody's going to hold that ladder steady. They're not going to get mad. They're not going to get even. What do you get even? They're going to shake your ladder.
You gotta trust your ladder.
Here's what else we want as ladder holders. We've got to have people that are attentive. Attentiveness.
Yeah.
They're going to pay attention and they're going to absorb quickly. What that means is you're going to tell somebody who's holding your ladder, you're going to tell them one time. You're not going to have to repeat yourself over and over. This is the way you hold the ladder. And you go, oh, every time you go back up. Now this is you got to hold it tight. You got to curl your toes. You got to hold it steady. So they've got to be attentive and they've got to absorb quickly. Absorb quickly. What is the most frustrating thing when you think about it, when you're trying to get a job done, is you've got to keep repeating yourself.
Yeah.
And you're telling the same people the same thing over and over. What? Wait. It doesn't even make sense. Why do you got to repeat it? Because they're not attentive. Because they weren't paying attention when you told them. They didn't absorb it. They didn't take the ladder holding seriously. They just, well, whatever, casual.
Yeah.
Let me give you another one. 5 core qualities of ladder holders. Faithfulness. I'm not talking about being committed to God. That's a given. You know what? They got to be committed to you. You on top of that ladder. When you're doing the work of God and you're going and you're stretching and you're believing God and you're doing what God's called you to do, you need people that are going to be faithful to you. It's personal. It's personal. They're not going to abandon their post because somebody else is in town that they saw on TBN and they don't even know your name. Nothing wrong with doing that. But when you got a position, when you got a post, you got to man your post. I encourage you, man, go to Lakeland, go here, go there. You know, But when something is happening at STN and you have
Yeah.
been called and ordained and appointed to be somewhere, you need to be there.
Yes.
Because then here's what happens. All the other ladder holders are wondering, where'd you go?
That's right.
What happened? Can't abandon your post. Here's how important what I'm talking about. You want steady people holding your ladder who will hold that post or hold that ladder with their life.
There it is.
They're going to guard it with their life.
There it is.
That's how serious it is. That's, because really, your life is in their hands. Your life is in their hands. If they drop you, you're gone.
That's right.
If they abandon their posts. All right, let me give you the last one. Firmness. 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 Well, 4 qualities then. Sorry. Firmness. Firmness. What does that mean? People who will not be exploited by manipulative or negative people. There is what's called terrorism in the church.
Oh, yeah.
People that will go behind a leader's back
Yes.
and begin to sabotage the ministry.
Yeah.
Amen.
And they do it. It's very seductive. Because here's what happens. Give me an example of Dr. Chan. When he was young, he was like an associate pastor. And there was a board of directors in the church. And they came to him and they go, when you preach, Brother Chan, when you preach, oh my goodness, you minister to the people receive your word, you take this church to a higher level. But when the senior pastor, he's just not connecting. So after every time he preached, and they said, you know what, you need to be preaching more often. You need to preach on Sunday, on Tuesday. I mean, so what happened? They were seducing him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be the ladder holder for the senior minister. But here's what happened. They got to him. He told me, he says he pays an awesome price for this. But they got to him, and there was a board meeting that went down, and the pastor had it in his heart to go a certain way in the ministry. But they got this young minister to stand up and disagree in the board meeting with the senior pastor, and they shot down the senior pastor. And he said, when I opened my mouth, I knew I was wrong. But they had got me, and it was too late. He said, by the way, the next church I pastored, what I reaped, I sowed.
Yeah.
But you've got to be really careful. Manipulative people. Some is mean it, but some don't even. That is just the way they've done it their whole life. How many people know that Bible says a little leaven destroys a whole lump? The little foxes spoil the vine.
Yeah.
You know, and there's terrorism in the church. The people that try to manipulate and control. Why? To get their way. And something to do with flattery. Flattery. That's one way to do it. You know, the other way to do it is to cause people just to doubt. Do you think Pastor really heard from God?
Yeah.
So we need to pray for Pastor. I'm not sure. I'm not, Lord knows I hope this never happens here, but I'm just giving you examples.